All right, so here we go. Relating the international system metric to imperial. Okay? So you need your yellow sheet handy. Okay? And we can get started. All right, so when you're doing your homework, I would just ignore these. Just use the yellow sheet, okay? So that everyone's on the same page. What do we call the conversion method that we've been using? Good. Unit analysis. What's the goal of unit analysis? What's the goal? Cancel what? Units. How do you cancel units? Top and bottom. Okay? So let's start with 114 inches. What does it want to go to? Centimeter. So when we times with a dot, don't use X, use a dot, and we multiply by a conversion factor, which is a ratio, we put inches in the bottom and centimeters in the top. That way inches cancels and you've now converted to centimeter. All you need from your yellow sheet is the appropriate conversion number, which relates a centimeter to inch. Inch is like your big toe. How many centimeters fit in your big toe? Your centimeters is like your pinky. So how many pinkies in your big toe? Roughly 2.5. And then look at your sheet. 2.54. Okay? So what does it say on your sheet? What's next to inch? 1. What's next to centimeter? 2.54. And then you times. You times the top, you divide the bottom. Okay, so what did you guys get for an answer? 114 times 2.54? 289.56. Does dividing by 1 change your answer? So if you see divide by 1, does it even matter? So you can ignore that step. Okay. The next one goes mile to meter. Okay. Now you scan your yellow sheets. Do you see mile to meter? I don't. What do you see? What do you see mile go to? Yards. Okay. You could go that way. You could go mile to yard, and then from yard to meter. You could also do what? Mile to kilometer, and then kilometer to meter. So I'm going to go with the second choice. Okay? So 1 mile is exactly what? 1.609 kilometer. That's a direct translation, right? And then, now that I'm in kilometer, how easy is it to go to meter? When you just go 1, 2, 3 decimal moves. Okay, and your answer is 1609. So which is longer, the mile or the kilometer? The mile, because it takes 1.6 kilometers to make a mile. Okay, the next one, feet to meter. Is there a direct? There is? Feet to meter? Yeah, there is, because feet and meter are similar, right? It's not like inch to mile, where that's like really different. It's pretty similar. Okay? 3 feet to meter. So what's the conversion factor? Is there 2 choices there? Which one do you want to go with? The 0.3? Okay, so feet goes in the bottom, meter goes in the top. What goes next to foot? 1 foot, and then here on we got 0.3048. So then you times the top number. Three times 0.3048, and you get 0.9144 meters. Interesting. Do you see a 0.9144 meters on your formula sheet anywhere? That's just a yard, right? Isn't 3 feet a yard? Look at that. Okay, we're making connections. Nice. Next one, yard to centimeter. Does that exist? No. I don't see it on there. I see yard to meter. You guys see yard to meter? What does it say 1 yard is exactly? Totally. I agree, Bailey. This one might be a bit easier because it's exactly this. And then to go to centimeter is 2 jumps. Down the chain, 2 jumps, 91.44 centimeter. Okay, so don't be afraid if you need 2 steps. Okay? Because you're just doing the same thing twice. Conversions twice. Okay? Kilometer to mile is straightforward. Kilometer to yard, you might need to go kilometer to mile first. What's left on this page? 3 more. And then a whole bunch more. And then assignment 2. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause my lesson, and then Mr. Obu and myself are going to walk around and helping you guys. Okay? To make sure that you're on the right track. So, like I said earlier, don't be afraid of 2 steps. Here we have a couple examples where that might occur. So for example, number 6, is there a direct correlation between kilometer and yard? What do you got to go in between? Kilometer to, what's the metric unit similar to the yard? The meter. So you got to get to meter. How many jumps on the number line? 3. Unit gets smaller, times by 10, times by 10, times by 10, 5,000. Now you can go from meter to yard. What's the relationship? Meter on the bottom, yard on the top. 1 yard is 0.9144 meter. So what do I times by? Times by 1, divide by 0.9144. So 5,000 divided by 0.9144. Looks like 5,468. All right, this 63,360 centimeters into yards. Is there a direct translation, centimeter to yard? No. So just like the kilometer above went to meter, what can we do with this one? Send it to meter. How many jumps? 2 jumps. Unit gets bigger, so our number gets smaller. So 1, 2. So it's 633.6 meter. Now we convert to yard. 1 yard, 0.9144 meter. So it's the exact same thing. I need to divide. Timesing by 1 is not going to do anything, so pretty much just divide by 0.9144. And you should get roughly 692.9. If you have a very similar answer and it's just off by a few decimals, this is fine. Sometimes people go different routes to the answer. Okay? And in fact, this is why, like, the United States, they blew up a satellite, like $1 million satellite in space, because they converted wrong. I think they were doing pressure, like they used foot-pounds instead of newtons, so they blew up a satellite. So don't feel bad if you're off by a couple of digits. At least you didn't blow up a satellite. Okay, so kilometer to mile for number 5. Does anyone have the answer for this one? Should be less than 52. What is it?
32.31.
Wow. Beautiful. Okay, moving on. Centimeter to mile. That doesn't make any sense. First, you got to get to what? I would go to meters personally. That's really easy. 2 jumps. Boom, boom. 7, 8, 6, 9.3. Nope. 3. 78,693.25 meter. Now I'm going to go to kilometer. 3 more. 78.69325 kilometer. I guess you could have just did that in one step. So it's roughly 78 kilometers. Now we got to get to mile. So it should be less than 78. What's the quick kilometer to mile? 1 kilometer is 0.62. 1 kilometer is 0.6214 mile. Kilometers goes away, just times 78 by 0.62. Put all those decimals in so you get a higher degree of accuracy, and I got like 48.8999855, whatever. Okay, so don't be afraid of multiple steps. If it doesn't show up right away on your formula sheet, then whatever. You gotta just show some tenacity and work your way through. Meter to foot, that one's easy. Like if you can find something that says 1 meter equals something feet, what is it, 3.2808, then these are quick. Like if 1 is 3, then 12 would be just this number times 12. So sometimes you can cheat a little bit, but if you're not sure, then always use my method, okay? 39.3696, okay? You can always use this method with the scale factor. That didn't really show up very well. You can always use this method with the scale factor if you're not sure. Some of them are quick though, like if 1 is 3, then 12 would be, well, 12 times 3. Okay, continuing on. Of those ones, yards to meters is easy. Yards to meters is easy. Kilometer to inch. Kilometer to inch, what would you do first? Kilometer to? No. 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 Centimeter. Centimeter. How many jumps kilometer to centimeter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 jumps. Unit is getting smaller, so our number gets bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 50 centimeters. How to get centimeters into inch? Times by what? Are you sure? I don't know. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to use my method. 1 inch is 2.54. Actually, I have to divide by 2.54. That's why if you're not do I times by 2 or divide by 2? Well, use this method and you'll find out. So 50 divided by 2.54 looks like 19.685. Yeah, it's pretty much 20 inches, yeah. Mile to kilometer is easy. Centimeter to feet. What would you do for centimeter to feet? You could go centimeter to inch, and then inch to foot. That's one way. Is there another way? You could go centimeter to meter, and then meter to foot. Okay, like I said, there's more than one path. I think I'm going to go to meter, because 750 centimeters is exactly 7.5 meter. That one's easy. Everybody knows centimeter. It's 100, right? So how many hundreds do you have? You have 7.5 hundreds. Okay, now meter to foot. What's the relationship meter to foot? 1 meter down here, 3.28 up here. So it just times by 3.28 and you got it. Okay, 24.6 feet, whatever, extra decimals. Okay, so unit conversions. Today's the last day for unit conversions. You have to have it mastered, okay? You have to have it mastered. Meter to yard is easy. Okay, the last one here, this is a science question. They'll teach you this in Science 10, so I'll show it to you as well. You have to go from meters per second to kilometers per minute. This is a measure of speed, how fast you're going, distance divided by time, okay? So how to solve this problem? So what do you have currently? 50 meters in 1 second. Does everybody see that? Okay. This right here, How do you say this? Everybody, loud. Okay, the most important part is this dash, this slash. What is it? What's the word for that slash? Per. Per means divide. 50 meters per 1 second. Okay? Now we times with a dot. Not a highlighted dot. With a dot. Open up a bracket with a fraction. What goes in the bottom? We want to get rid of meters. What goes in the bottom? Meters. What do we want? Kilometers. Kilometers goes in top. What's the relationship between meter and kilometer? In 1 kilometer, there's 1,000 meters. Very nice. Okay, meters is gone. Now what unit are we in? We are in what unit? Kilometers per second. What do we want? Kilometers per minute. Okay, now what do we got to get? What do we got rid of? Excuse me, what do we got to get rid of? I can't even speak. We need to get rid of, we want minutes, we have seconds. What are we trying to get rid of? Where is it currently? Where does it need to go to get rid of? Top, good. So seconds up here, minutes down here. Now what's the relationship between minutes and seconds? There's 60 seconds in a minute. Or in 1 minute, there's 60 seconds, however you want to word it. Now seconds can be canceled. Now if I follow this procedure, I'll have exactly what I want, kilometers per minute. That's what I wanted. So what do? 50 times 1. Does that do anything? So that's why my friend there just jumped to 60. 50 times 60, perfect. Okay, 50 times 60. What goes in the bottom? 1 times 1,000 times 1. That's just, I'll write it in there just for effect. You don't need those, right? It's just 50 times 60 divided by 1,000. What's 5 times 6? 30. Add the extra 2 zeros, it's 3,000. Divided by 1,000. 3,000 divided by 1,000 obviously is 3. The zeros are canceling. 3. It's 3 kilometers per minute. That's how fast this guy's going. 3 kilometers in a minute. Okay, physics 20, science 10. You have to know how to do this if you ever want to be successful in those 2 courses. Is there more to this? Or is that the lesson? Oh, assignment 2. Guess what that is? Second homework. Okay. Mr. Obu and myself will be around to help. Assignment 2. Let's get going.